Greetings, one and all. I got a new computer. This is Stargods, by the way. Wink, wink, nut, nut. It's about almost an hour of updates. And then by that time, I lose my steam, and I lose my direction, I lose my coordination of my ideas, and then I'm tired, and it's so stinking hot here. It's unbelievable. Whatever. There is such thing as rainmakers. No, there's not. Stop him. There's no such thing as rainmakers. Yeah, there is. They do it for a living. Yeah, I mean, you can look it up on Google. You can make the rain go away for, what is it? The going price is $100,000. If you're fed up with the rain in your area and it's flooding, you can get rid of the rain for $100,000. Look it up. People don't know anything. People only know less than 1% of what's really going down the pike, okay? And you can't tell people the truth because it's too mind-boggling, it's too shocking, it's too... Like, look at the subject of Tataria. It's like, hit me, baby, one more time. It's unbelievable. So anyways, let's start the video here. I'm going to be referring to the movie The Arrival. So you have this guy Zane, played by Charlie Sheen, is brilliant in this movie. The world was outside the point. They're signal watchers at SETI, him and his partner, and they're sitting around, they're getting bored, and all of a sudden, the signal comes in, and he's just like, whoa, they're on fire. This is amazing. It only lasts a couple minutes, but they're there, and they've recorded it. They recorded it. And so they take it to the boss, Phil. Say, Phil, come on, wake up. We got the signal. We got the signal. We got it recorded. It only lasts a few minutes, but we got it. It was strong, it was powerful. And then Phil, his boss, says, well, okay, we can't investigate it. We can't do it because we don't have the budget for it. And the public's not really interested in this kind of stuff. And so, okay, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, Phil gets a copy of it. I think he refuses the copy, but anyways, this is a moot point. Phil then destroys the tape. Then Zane finds out, Charlie Sheen, he finds out, and he goes, what is this, a conspiracy or something? And then he says, I don't know what this man's talking about. This man has a troubled mind, or however he said. So then, now Zane knows there's a conspiracy. And then a little bit later, these two strange agents show up, and they're taking everything they got, all the information, and taking everything. So the cat's out of the bag, and the main tape has been destroyed by his boss, Phil. And so they can't prove anything. All they are is lone nuts blowing in the wind. And so he's realizing there's a conspiracy there. So he kind of cons all the neighbors into this deal. It's a special deal, and if you get it done, it's a special thing. Anyways, he arranges all the dishes in his neighborhood for remote control from his office, which is in the garage. So when he pushes a button, it can go to that certain part of space they never went to before when they got the signal. So all of a sudden, whoosh, and this kid wants to know all about it. And this kid that he works with, 14 years old, he hangs around, can't get rid of him. And so Zane there decides, I'll just let him hang around. But anyways, the kid's developing input for everything that's happening. He's asking questions. What was that? What does the spike mean? Blah, blah, blah. And then he goes to Mexico. He wants to, because it overlaid on a commercial FM radio station in Mexico, but the radio station's burned down. And he has this little guide, this tour guide that shoots him around, blah, blah. And he bumps into this lady who is finding really real evidence of terraforming on the Earth. And they get together and they talk. And now the terraforming is like, wow, it's like, this is weird. And then there's a murder attempt on both of their lives with one successful attempt. But anyway, Zane's in the bathtub and he knows stuff above. There's a big circle. And it's dripping water, and he thinks maybe the building, blah, blah, blah. But what it is some Mexican assassin guy has plugged up the bathtub so that it overflows, so the whole room is filled with water up above there. So he decides he's going to take a bath, and he looks up, and all of a sudden, he's like, wow, Jiminy Cricket! And he's out of the bathtub. And then it comes crashing down and goes down floor by floor, just like 9/11. That proves 9/11 was real. I saw it in the movie, And so it goes bang, 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 all the way down. Then he looks up and he sees the Mexican assassin looking. Well, if you're really in tune, you'll recognize the symbolism for the Age of Aquarius. And so the lady that he was talking to, the same guy, the Mexican assassin, goes to her place and puts scorpions under her door. And eventually, she gets plus signs in her eyes. And she's gone. So he realizes how serious this is getting. He gets picked up he's a suspect in her murder. He gets picked up, goes to the police station, and there's a guy who looks exactly like Phil, his boss. It's an absolute duplicate. The resemblance is bloody amazing. So he escapes from there, and he manages to figure out that these beams, one is coming from the Earth, and one is coming from above. They're communicating with the aliens back and forth. So he finds out where the beam is coming from, the Earth, goes in there, and there's a whole underground network of aliens. And what they're doing is they're producing CO2 and launching it into the atmosphere every few minutes. They launch. And he's discovered now, he's watching the aliens, and what they do is, these aliens, really cool language, it sounds like a lizard. Amazing. Because we're having look at Phil Schneider and all that, we're having all these lizards being discovered now, underneath in tunnels. And so, these aliens are talking like reptilians. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. So he sees them, and there's this generation spot where they go in there, the aliens go in there, and they turn into a human being. Now, he sees one of the aliens go in there, and she's given the human form of a lady cop that he had just seen at the police station. And, bells and whistles should be going on in your head right now, hopefully. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you take your meds? No. Did you get your vaccine shot? Isn't that great? America fought for liberty and justice and freedom. Because now they have won the freedom of choice. God bless America and the American Revolution. Because now they have the freedom of choice. They can choose between the mask and the syringe. Isn't that... God bless America. God bless you, Biden. You son of a... So anyways, now he realizes that these aliens, you don't know who they are because they look so human. Hit me, baby, one more time. Like my dress. Now I'm realizing when I'm watching the movie, oh my God, we've heard that so many times. They Live and movies like that. They all take, that's going all the way back into the 50s with Invaders from Mars. Remember the dad comes home and, Dad, where were you? Johnny, shut up. He's really strange because he's been taken by the aliens and returned. It's all about them controlling our minds. And they do. People, oh really, that's so interesting. Oh, there goes a redhead. Whoa! Unbelievable. People know less than 1% that's happening on this earth because it's too shocking. It's too overwhelming would be the key word here. So he realizes that he can't trust anybody. And there's hundreds of movies with that same repeating thing over and over and over again. Because they have to tell you, the controllers have to tell you what they're going to do. So, Invaders from Mars, I mean, that same theme over and over. They can all look human when they want. And so people today get warned ahead of time from movies, mostly science fiction movies, of what the agenda and what's going down, what's going to happen. And then the public goes, it's just a movie, you stupid, sick, pussy pig. Oh, you slime, you just idiot. And then the Christians, they don't talk about stuff like that. They do the Christian karate. It's like, duck to the end. And this is what they do because it lessens their karma of judgment against them. If they tell us what they're going to do, then we were forewarned. But we don't need to. It's just a Hollywood movie. So anyways, they're putting all this CO2 gas in the air. And then I'm realizing that this whole movie, they're telling us. They're telling us right to our face in the movie. They're terraforming this earth right now. It's called global... climate change. It used to be global warming, but then it got cold and they had to change their minds, so they call it climate change because now it's so hot. They're terraforming over and over and over and over and over again. You will see discoveries of underground tunnels and chambers filled with lizards. At San Francisco, I forget the whole complete story. I think it was San Francisco. Their engineers went down in there to do something. I forget what it was, and then they came across lizards and tunnels. And the lizards don't like cold weather. Are you getting my drift here? They like hot weather. And now we've had the biggest hot spells ever recorded in history. They are terraforming the earth. There's all kinds of mythological tales about war, about being ruled by, that's the story of the Nagas, which spelled backwards is, spelled backwards. Let's see what I'm talking about. It's kind of a surprise. The Nagas, they were the kings and queens of Indians, of the Eastern Indians, or whatever, they blew it. And, the Hindus and all that. They were the gods. And they could shapeshift from a human form into a reptilian form. Look through history; it's filled to the brim with references to lizard people that were at one time forced down into the earth, and I think now they want to return to the surface and claim dominance. So you don't just fly in with UFOs and everything, and then the atmosphere, the sun, it's cold today. No, they don't invade; they assimilate. They come in and replace humans. Are you getting my drift here? And this is what you saw in the movie, The Arrival. The Arrival. Listen to the title. They're arriving. They're not coming from outer space and all that. They're coming up from below. They want to claim this planet, and they're doing that, but they have to terraform it first. I know with archons, the archons, they can't stay in our atmosphere for that long. Only a very short period of time can they stay in the atmosphere. So what they do is they got all the elites together to form the Masons out of the Illuminati. They are the ranch hands, the higher ranch hands, the archons, and the Nephilim rule over us. So they get all of their replacements in key positions of power to rule over us, to tell us what to do. And we all blindly, it's government, and they create religions. I call it the thou shall not religions. Thou shall not, or I will repay, says Jehovah. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, because you can look it up yourself in the Bible. And religion is created to keep the people occupied. Because when you're on the journey to knowledge and spirituality, oh, look, Roman Catholicism. I got all the answers now. I don't have to keep walking. I don't have to keep struggling. I don't have to keep pursuing. You get this box, and that's it. Now you can shut down all your research, all your looking, observing, learning, seeking. You can shut all that because you're now Roman Catholic. Jesus died for me. You're a Christian now. You just sit. You go home right now, Mr. Christian, and put your hands underneath your legs and just wait for Jesus. You don't learn anything. You don't try to stop anything. You don't go a million-man marches against anything because Jesus is coming soon. Oh, really? Well, a lot of my loved ones are dead. And I'm supposed to cheer myself up. even though they're burning in hellfire for their evil against God. You know, my grandmother, nicest, wonderful, most wonderful, dear, kind person ever, she's burning for her rebellion against Jehovah. She's on fire right now, screaming. Everybody gets a sacred cow to believe in so they can stop. They justified. No, I'm a Christian now. I know Jesus. You don't have to walk. Your belief system doesn't have to be challenged. You don't have to have all this onerous work to do, all this thinking to do, this searching to do. And you just believe in Jesus. That's what possibly the Antichrist Apostle Paul says. Just believe. Just believe. Put down that shovel. Just believe. You don't have to work at it. Oh my God. Where's my box of chocolates? You never know what you're going to get. So, it's a stupid. So it gives you justification, plausible denial, to just stop your search, stop growing in the spirit, stop evolving towards source, not Jehovah, the fake little Jewish God. And Jehovah will be real pleased if you get down on your knees and you just beg and beg and beg. And if you beg and worship him, he's not going to put you in a pit and fill it with gas and set you on fire. Yeah, he's the God of fire, all right. He's the God of matches. Keeps us in fear. Stop. Don't take another walk on that journey, that path. You stop right now. Thou shalt not have any other gods but besides me, or you're going to just burn, right? He's a crazy, mad hatter Jewish god. He was a Canaanite god originally. He was, what was he? Yahoo, the god of volcanoes. Yeah, but you won't look into it because you've got it now. You've got it, girl. You've got it. You've got the truth. The pastor let you in a little secret. Yeah, you've got it. Now you can do a complete stop and say, I got my sacred cow here. How you doing, Harvey? You know, give me a big one. You know, like, you don't have to do anything. It's all taken care of. All the priests have taken care of it. All the spirituals, the New Age guys have taken care of it. It's all been corrupted. It's all taken care of. The Abraham religions are actually the worst, okay? They are the worst for power and control. They tell you what to do, when to do, and they control you through guilt. They control through fear. Jehovah's watching, and he's with his burning eyes, right? He can't wait to kill us all off at Armageddon. He's getting really excited. He has his only begotten son, butchered and satanically given in a blood sacrifice. It all revolves around Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul create his whole Christian faith from a little voice in his head. And guess what? The other apostles didn't buy it. They were all you read about it in Acts. You know, we're talking about schizophrenia, to be honest, you know. And people they got their belief system, no matter what a house of cards it is. They love it. I've gotten rid of every single sacred cow. I barbecued them. I got rid of them. So, that movie's telling you in explicit details what they're up to. The aliens are here. They've mingled among us. You don't know who they are. That theme goes for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies. This is the one thing they want us to know because it's going to relieve their negative evil karma by telling you the truth. Not everybody you come in contact with is a real human being. I've known a lot of people, you come in contact with them once in a while, and you see them over the years, and then one day you go, "Hey Joe, how's it going? You look different." "Oh, no, I'm fine." Start sweating like the movie. Yeah, no, you look different. Your voice is different. Your mannerisms different. Your features are different. I used to think this was cloning, but I'm thinking maybe they have some kind of method of pressing themselves into human flesh. And they love positions of being the boss because they can control you. They love being positions of CEOs of huge corporations because they have the power. Well, there's no such thing as terraforming. Oh, really? No terraforming. Then why isn't the sun yellow and dim like it used to be? I grew up with a sun that was dim, like sunset. It was like the sun setting, yellow. And when the sun would set and get close to the mountains, it'd start to get darker and darker. Now it doesn't. The sun can be this far off a mountain, and it is so bright, white, hot light that it's still in the middle of the day. But I remember this twilight. Twilight doesn't exist anymore because the sun has been terraformed. Then watch the movie Alien Nation, okay? How they mingle and merge, and you can't tell one from another. And that's a good movie, too. It's all about how they come to Earth, and they manufacture adrenochrome, and there's all these alien gangsters. But they're here, and they're among us. And just like it's exactly like Invaders from Mars. Dad goes missing. Dad's a fairly nice guy. He goes out to investigate what his son said with that UFO land over there. They capture him. He comes back. Totally different. His attitude's different. And I've known people. I am very, very skilled at facial construction and stuff. Very skilled. I took on somebody that was really well known, and I showed how junky her work was. But I don't have a degree, so be gone, little fly. So you must know some people that seem a little different kind of personality. They think different. You may not even recognize them if they call you on the telephone. They're different mannerisms, different personalities, just like the invaders from Mars with the old dad, What is it, Johnny? What do you want? He actually hits the kid. They're replacing us. They're replacing us at a fantastic speed, and they're replacing us with their own, the reptilians. You don't believe in reptilians, do you? That's some nonsense, because reptilians never existed until David Icke. No, David Icke brought something up to everyone's attention that has always been with us, always in the past. There's records, there's statues, there's an incredible amount of evidence. But then you have to deal with the Christians and their Christian karate. Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand. They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. They're the controllers. You believe in Jesus, you're going to burn to death. And they believe in Jesus. I'm just pulling out the pillars of BS. We are totally mind controlled, totally BS. The secular church is the government. And they lie, and they're there to promote propaganda and to destroy every ounce, every grain of truth that exists. So We will not have the technology, even if we catch on to what's happening. We won't have the technology to deal with it. Our technology has been greatly suppressed, So they're here among us. Don't even fool yourself. A lady who was nude sunbathing on her porch, and that went viral on the net. So now they censor all people, all the Google mapping system. But you'll see this picture, and you'll go, telling you right to your face. There'll be a riot. You can't say that. You're a lunatic. They can't even handle the subject of Tartaria. Tartaria? Well, wait, what's that? Anyways, I gotta keep it down because I don't want to talk too much. I'm halfway into discovering what reality is what reality is really reality. I don't dare talk about it. Oh my God. Get the pitchforks, grab the torches. They're telling you, nose to nose.